What up, guys? Mooky here, and I'm back with another part of What If Izuku Was the Son of K-Dash. This is part 1, and the last part, I went over on how K-Dash met Inko, and yes, I did went into some pretty extreme details, but I just wanted to do my boy K-Dash some more justice, since being one of my all-time favorite fighting game protagonists, after all. And that Izuku began developing his Kusanagi flames, with soon K-Dash returning back with his team. However, Izuku didn't give up on trying to become a hero that his dad can respect. So, with that said, let's get into this, shall we, guys? As Izuku is heading to school, as he's beginning his first day as a third year in his junior high, as Izuku is kind of different from what he used to be, as ever since he awakened his green flames, which is being his most powerful flames, and can only be triggered by emotional anger if he's ever pushed to his limits. His hair turns into a pure white, just like his dad, K-Dash. Not only that, his personality has changed from that of a nervous, timid kid to that of a person who isn't afraid to speak his mind. However, is always willing to be reserved if necessary. Also, he also has the habit of being called a lone wolf bad boy at his junior high ever since his first year at his junior high school. Is that he gets in fight with certain people when certain people believe that he's quirkless and everything, as he beats the hell out of them, but not even using his flames, but just only using the pure violence fighting style that he learned from K-Dash. With that, Izuku has become somewhat of a lone wolf, and a feared one at that, with soon arriving now at his junior high, with his teachers saying, now that all you are third years, you should all be thinking about your future and what you'll be doing after you graduate from high school. So, I plan on giving you all career aptitude tests to see how much you'll be in life. As soon he said this, he soon tosses the papers in the air and saying, but why bother? All of you want to be heroes after all, isn't that right? As everybody begins activating their quirks and began going crazy. As for Izuku, he doesn't really bother, as he just has his, feet on his desk like Bakugo, but more crossed together, and having his arms crossed too, as he thinks, so annoying, but I can't blame them. Everybody wants to be a hero nowadays, but mostly for the stupid reasons, though. As Izuku began thinking, Dad was right. Most Japanese heroes are sheltered, especially the people the most. As Izuku thought this to himself, soon he begins hearing an arrogant voice saying, don't lump me in with these losers, Teach. They'd be lucky to be sidekicks of some D-list wannabe hero. After hearing this, the entire class began getting in an uproar, with soon Izuku thinks, Kachan never changes, does he? As soon, Bakugo soon says, the only reason on why you all are nothing but extras because I'm the only person worthy of going to UA. As everybody gets shocked and surprised hearing this from Bakugo, that he's going to the national school, as he begins saying that it's the only school worthy for him, that he plans on becoming the strongest, the best, and the greatest #1 hero that even surpassed All Might as well. With Izuku soon making a comment saying, you better than All Might? Please, like that's ever gonna happen, Kachan. After this, Bakugo gets annoyed from that comment from Izuku, as their teacher's saying, yeah, you plan on going to UA as well, isn't that right, Midoriya? As Izuku's saying, yeah, I plan on it. It's one of the best hero schools in the country after all, alongside Shiketsu. But since UA is closer than Shiketsu, it only just seems like the right choice, if I'm going to be honest. After that, everyone in the class began chattering amongst themselves quietly, as it's about Izuku, as they'd all know not to, well, talk loudly to Izuku, given on what he can do, even without his flames. As for Bakugo, well, let's just say Izuku and Bakugo's relationship is quite different from canon, as Bakugo does know about Izuku's, well, flames, as he has fought him occasionally from time to time. Not only that, Izuku has beaten him multiple times with not even trying. Hell, he hasn't even used his flames on him. He's used nothing but pure violence on Bakugo, as Bakugo sees Izuku as nothing but that of a rival who's in his way on becoming the next #1 hero. As for Izuku, he just thinks of Bakugo as nothing but his annoying childhood friend that he barely hangs out with anymore due to his, well, libido and everything. So yeah, because of this, their relationship is pretty strained, but it's not too bad if I'm going to be honest. As their day finally ends, Izuku is preparing to leave his homeroom class as he begins looking over the coverage of Kamui Woods and Mount Lady, as he didn't have the chance to watch the fight due to him trying to get to school after all, so he didn't bother, as he thinks, typical as ever, you got a couple of new pros debut and one of them takes the spotlight all to themselves. Not only that, Mount Lady's gonna have quite the fan base for certain reasons, that's for sure, as he soon puts his phone back up and begins putting on his gloves, as he takes them off when he's in school and he puts them back on when he goes outside, because he knows on when he's going to need to use his flames after all. As Izuku gets his bag and heads out to the classroom, he's soon stopped by Bakugo and his 2 lackeys, as saying, "Kachan, what are the odds? What do you want?" As saying, "Well, it's only obvious what I want, Deku. I want you and I to train together for the 10 months until the entrance exam in UA." As Izuku saying, "You're joking." "I'm not the kind of person to joke, Deku. You should know that." As saying, true, you're not the kind of person to joke. So, what is it?" Saying, "If we both train together, we can both become strong for the entrance exam. Nobody will stop us. All those extras will be nothing but father to us." As Izuku saying, "Always calling people nothing but extras." My dad used to call people extras, but it's only to his opponents. As for regular people, he always told me that lives can't be replaced so easily. As saying, "Well, sorry, I'm gonna have to pass, Kachan." With Bakugo getting pissed saying, "What? Why the hell would you pass on this?" As Izuku basically saying, "Well, it's obvious why, because if I trained with you, I would actually beat the living shit out of you. You would barely even be able to get a hit on me. Not only that, you would be able to know all my movesets and skills, which I can't have that as well, if I'm going to be honest. And last but not least, I just don't want to train with you because you're too damn annoying." It's saying, "Why you?" It's saying, "You're lucky that we used to be childhood friends, or I would barely even tolerate you if I'm going to be honest. So, any rate, I'll catch you later. I need to start training now." As he soon walks past Bakugo, with one of his lackeys basically grabbing onto Izuku's shoulder and basically saying, "Hey, don't talk down to Bakugo like that. Who the hell do you think you are, Midoriya?" As Izuku saying, "How attached are you to that hand of yours?" As saying, "What? What do you mean? Tell me, how attached is that hand of yours? Rank it from 1 to 10. As saying, "Well, I guess I'm 10, with Bakugo saying, "You idiot, don't!" Before finishing, a crunching sound was heard as that lackey's wrist was completely broken, with saying, "My wrist! My hand! What the hell?" saying, next time that you try and get in my way, you'll lose your entire arm. As soon Izuku left, with one of the lackeys saying, dude, what the hell happened to Midoriya? You said that he was a wimpy little kid that couldn't defend himself. I mean, I heard the rumors that he beats the hell out of people without his quirk, but damn! Saying, damn it. I try to warn you, idiots. That kid, he's not the same Izuku Midoriya I knew as a kid. And as Izuku began going through the back alleys, as he began thinking, idiots. So many idiots. I mean, what is the idea? What is it truly means to be a hero? Does it mean to protect others? Is it for fame, fortune, glory, all that? It's like the idea of what it meant to be a hero is completely gone and meaningless now. And I can see why Dad hates the heroes here in Japan. There are a few who actually embody those ideas, but when it comes to the majority of people and heroes, they're all nothing but talk and fame. It seriously annoys the hell out of me. As Izuku was coming out of a tunnel, he soon sensed something coming from the ground. As he begins thinking, so it's going to be one of those days, is it? As he channels his flames through his right glove, as soon a sludge-like substance began coming out of the sewers. As it begins looking like it has a face, with then saying, it looks like it's my lucky day. I found the perfect hiding spot. As soon, Izuku saying, not a chance in hell. As then he creates a giant pillar of flames, as this being one of his new moves that he learned to manipulate with his Kisaragi flames alongside his pure violence fighting style. As soon, the sledge villain gets entirely burned by the pillar of fire, with then screaming out, ah, damn it, such intense fire. Can this kid be related to? As soon, Izuku was already in front of the sledge villain, with both of his fists coming straight at his head, as Izuku saying, no, I'm not related to Endeavor in any way. I'm really getting tired of that damn question. As soon, he puts his hand together with a fiery explosion coming from them, sending the sledge villain all across the alleyway with one blast. With then Izuku taking a deep breath before his flames began burning green, and saying, really was hoping I didn't get pissed fighting him. But looks like I took care of this guy. Must have been a villain running from a hero. Or heroes. Who knows? Doesn't look like anybody's here. Given that he must have went through the sewers. Makes sense. What hero would go through the sewers? As he begins reaching for his bag, somebody else begins to come out of the sewers, as it being a hulking figure, as he soon screams out, never fear because I am here! As it being All Might, with Izuku saying, holy shit, All Might's here? As internally he begins freaking out like crazy, as he was really starstruck seeing the number one hero in front of him, right? As he still idolized All Might, as he still believes a hero should always protect others, with a smile on their face after all. With that, Izuku soon snapped out of being starstruck, as then All Might began saying, well, you must have took care of the villain here, kid. Well done. However, you didn't have permission to take him down or use your quirk in a situation like this, even though it was in self-defense. As soon, Izuku saying, come on, All Might, don't be like that. You know I had no choice. As saying, I understand, but the law is the law. I get it. However, what did you want me to do? Basically be, engulfed by that sledge villain until I die? Not gonna happen. I'd rather take my chances with the authorities than having to get almost killed by a weak-ass villain like this. But other than that, since it is you, I'll take your words to heart. And remember, next time. As Izuku soon bows, with All Might thinking, this kid, he knows his stuff, but he does have quite the attitude. But he does put me in high respect, which I can tell from his aura as well. As soon, Izuku grabs something from his bag, as it being one of his hero notebooks, as he still has one of those, is saying, "Can I get your autograph with this? This would be pretty cool." And saying, "Haha, of course. I'm always willing to sign things for a fan." As he soon signs his signature on Izuku's hero notebook. As Izuku saying, "Thank you, sir. Now, excuse me, I better head back home." As soon Izuku leaves, with soon All Might begins looking at Izuku from behind and begins thinking, "What the? Was that K-Dash? No, it couldn't be. He left if I last heard, he left the country with the Ikari warriors in his team. There's no way he would be back, especially that kid is way too young." As soon Izuku began thinking, "I wonder which technique I should probably improve upon. Well, I know lethal pain pretty easily. I think I should focus more on practicing my flames more than anything." As Izuku continues leaving, as the 10 months go on, Izuku intensely trains hard over and over again into channeling his flames. As he gains new, special moves, as that pillar of flames attack is basically his newest move, being the Hyper Tower, as he creates a giant torrent of flames, a vortex of flames in front of him. Acts as more defensive technique than offensive, actually, with him also creating another move called the Phantom Flame, where he actually sends a fiery attack at his opponent. However, it basically disappears 1 second and then reappears another, catching his opponents off guard before they're hit by the fiery blast. And last but not least, his other move being the Ring of Fire, as he creates a giant ring of flames, as it begins shrinking shorter and shorter, and all those opponents that are trapped in it begins getting completely and utterly burned. But as Izuku's the only one that can actually free them, if snapping his fingers with his gloves. As for his desperate move, well, he still hasn't learned one yet. He's still thinking about it, because he's thinking about if it being his regular flames or if being his green flames. As personally, he tries his best to control his anger over his green flames after all. But soon, as the months go by, on the fifth month of training, on his way back home, he begins seeing a girl being bullied by a couple other girls, as they began teasing her about her looks and about her personality, that she almost seems like she's dead or something inside. As Izuku realized that that's not the case, as he wanted to just leave, he soon noticed that the girl was clenching her fist, and it looks like she was about to cry. As Izuku takes a deep breath and sighs for a bit before heading over there, basically telling them to knock it off. With the girl with green hair quietly says, "Ribbit, who is?" As the group of girls begin saying, "What do you want? You're not even from our school." Why? As saying, "I may not be from your school, but I can't just sit by and see a girl just get bullied for no reason. And you probably have your reasons, but they're probably stupid as hell. So, you either got two choices: run away now, or," as he soon channels his flames through his right hand, is saying, "or get burned, because I'm not afraid to hit a girl." After this, all the girls get somewhat terrified, saying, let's go, it's not worth it anymore. Then the girl with the green hair begins saying, thank you for that. Is saying, no problems. Just didn't want to see a girl cry, that's all. As he puts his bag back on his shoulders and begins leaving, with her saying, oh, where are you from? As he begins saying, huh? Why do you want to know? If her saying, I just want to thank you, and since you don't go to my school, don't worry about. Sure, why the hell not? I don't really care. As he says, he's from Aldera Junior High School. As she's saying, okay, thank you. Is saying, since you already know my high school, care telling me what the hell your name is? As saying, oh, she's saying, it's Tsuyu Asui, but I prefer being called Tsu. Saying, well, nice to meet you, Asui. Name's Izuku Midoriya. Now, excuse me, I gotta go for some training. As he soon walks past her, as she looks at the tanned, white-haired boy with the green eyes, she couldn't help but blush quite a bit. Then Izuku began thinking, normally I wouldn't care about girls too much, but to be honest, I really do hope I meet with her again, at least one day. As he continues walking after thinking this, with her saying, Izuku Midoriya, I don't know why, but I feel like we're gonna meet again one day. But then, Izuku began training even more with his Kusanagi flames even more. As from time to time, he begins hesitating even more about using his green flames, wondering if it's the right thing to do. As he begins thinking, screw it. As soon he focuses, closes his eyes, as then his flames begin changing colors from orange to green. As then he soon brings it down to the ground as hard as he can. As then the concrete that was beneath them begins turning into nothing but that of a crater, as it almost being consumed by acid in a way. As he takes a deep breath and soon tries to calm himself down, as his flames soon turn back to orange, then he deactivates them. Within, basically collapsing onto the crater that he's in and saying, I can't keep doing this shit. I know it's my more powerful flames, but I think I'll only just use it in case of a serious emergency, or if somebody pisses me off to the point that they need to die. As the months go by, Izuku still continued training and continued getting stronger. Then he begins, as from time to time, as he begins leaving school, he also began seeing Tsuyu waiting for him from time to time, as he begins wondering, I thought for sure I was just imagining things, but she really does come to see me? As she began waiting at the entrance of the gate, saying, Midoriya is saying, yo, Asui, as saying, call me Sue, saying, yeah, I barely know you, so I think I'll just stick to Asui, if you don't mind. As she soon blushes and saying, I guess that makes sense, Ribbit. As Izuku saying, you keep saying Ribbit. If I'm guessing your quirk has to do with you being a frog or something? As saying, well, yeah, in a way, it's true. My quirk is called Frog. I can basically do what a frog can do, actually. It's also the reason why most people basically bully me from time to time, too. As Izuku being thinking, bullying somebody because of their quirk? I thought being quirkless was the worst thing. But I guess that makes sense, too. Saying, look, I still got some training to do, so if you want to hang out with me, I don't mind. At least for an hour or so, because I still need to focus. Saying, you train a lot. Are you trying to do an entrance exam? Saying, yeah, actually. I plan on going to UA. After hearing this, she's saying, "Really? I actually plan on going to UA as well. I'm actually going to the hero course." With Izuku saying, "So, we both are going for the hero course as well." As Tsuyu couldn't help but blush, saying, "So you plan on going to the going to UA just for the hero course? You don't have any fallback plans if you don't?" Saying, "Why would I? After all, I've been training my butt off almost every day for the past 10 months. I can't hold back for nothing. And because of that, I'm still going to get stronger." As for the entrance exam, for the written part, I basically got that down on lock, because I do end up studying from time to time when I feel like it. As saying, "Yeah, you're not worried at all?" Saying, "I get good grades all the time. Not from lack of trying, that's for sure." As Tsuyu began thinking, he's quite arrogant, Ribbit, but I can tell that he actually does work hard and continues working hard every day. I can see it in his eyes. He's not someone to underestimate or mess with at that. Saying, "Well, tell me, what about you, Asui? How are you working towards the entrance exam? For the practical portion, I mean." As she began saying, "I continue working almost every day on my quirk and my reflexes too. I'm a really great swimmer thanks to my quirk after all." Saying, "Cool. Never been that good at swimming. Not because of I can't swim, more like I'm just not that good at it. To be honest, I'm kind of jealous of you for that." After saying this, she still begins blushing, with Izuku looking at her as he also begins blushing, saying, "You know what? Forget about that. Any rate, if we both end up in the same class, or if we both end up in the hero course, I look forward to meeting you as a friend, and besides just a classmate. Besides, I think you're the only person that isn't part of my family that I can actually tolerate, I'm gonna be honest." As he's saying, "Anyways, I gotta get back to training. Catch you later, Asui." As he soon leaves, Tsuyu begins thinking, he tolerates me? Does that mean he likes me as a friend? I can't really say for sure, but if he does think of me as a friend, I look forward to meeting him again at UA. As soon, Izuku still continues training harder and harder. As soon, he decides to actually try to control his green flames. As every time he uses flames, he ends up burning something down and to literally nothing but ash, or to the point that there's nothing left of it that it was. With soon, the 10 months are finally up. Izuku is now ready for the entrance exam. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I would love to read them. Also, like and subscribe, which really helps out the channel a lot, and I would appreciate it. Also, check out my Discord and my gaming channel, which, if you guys feel like it. Any rate, with that said, this is Mooky, signing out. Later, guys.